Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring you another round of SSRL racing on F125 for our sixth race of the season. Only a couple of more to go before we hit the end of the season in early March. As you can see in front of you, Mexico today, then it's Vegas, Italy, Monza to be specific, Monaco, and Australia to round off the season. We are looking at today's race info guide for you, and that is the Gran Premio de Mexico that was previously won by Pleasant Snake. Second place went to Quincy, third to Rowley, race chase fourth, and ADS fifth. With driver of the day also going to race chase. That was a very interesting race, and plenty of guys who opted out to stay with their tire choices and continue quite a long into race. 70 corners, it's 4.3 kilometers, altitude of over 2,000 kilometers above sea level. Features a lap record of Snake that was also the fastest lap last time out, and he also took pole, but 7 seconds down. That is probably because we had an inter qualifying of last season there. So if you remember that, you know. Closer look for you on the track map, as it was probably very small there. We have two very long straights that are, there's a chicane in between with turns 1, 2, and 3. Best overtaking opportunity in 1, then into 4. Bit of racing is possible through 4. 5, the double right-hand side apex of 6 with the little stadium. Before we head into the S section, that is, the most technical part, and where you can have major advantages on tire saving and obviously downforce if you opt for more wing. And then we breach into the final sector with the final bit of DRS that is available. Honestly, I would like them to remove that. Just makes it less interesting because you can't really break away between entry into 4 and where the detection zone is already for the third DS zone. So if they're removed, there's no overtaking happening there anyway. It's just to be in the DRS of the guy in front and save some energy. So strategically and also on the setup would be way more interesting to see that. And then the small tricky Mickey Mouse section with the stadium, which is honest to God also not great. One of my most hated tracks, but we're going to see what that brings in terms of racing. Race result from last time out is going to be the Chinese Grand Prix up on your screen. T-Ran took his second race win of the season. Is missing today, although. So and Rowley only scored, as you can see down at the bottom where the Turkish flag is, the second one. Only 2 points. My apologies. Their fastest lap also went to him. UJ is second and is currently leading. We will come to that as well. Randog with another podium. Takagino fourth, followed closely by his fellow Dachi in fifth. Krankog. Nocibo made a return. Sixth position there. Kovachka, Mr. Chod, and ADS. Another rough one for the boys in with the Bulls. Devsy, Skid Solo, Quan, Ibo, Metatang, and as I said before, Rowley 15th. And Salvi and Jamaican Jam didn't make the flag. We had 5 drivers next to next to Rowley with Metatank, Ibuquan, and Skitsolo being moved back to the back of the field because they hadn't complied with the ruling of the one-shot full qualifying format. That meant them to be dropped at the back of the field. UJ is leading by 7 points over Rendog now, so neither Rowley nor T-Brand are currently in a favorable position. Also, Rowley is only 1 point out of Targentino, which is certainly interesting. T-Brand moved up by 3. Salvi obviously lost out. Kovachka couldn't pounce on that. There was a bench shot in a decent position for points, but missing out. Krankyok improved heavily throughout the last 2 seasons. Jamaican Gem is equal in points with Skid Solo. Also something I wouldn't have been thinking about saying this inside of the part of the season. ADS won't add any more points to his tally. Is missing. Kwan needs to find something after that incredible first round in China, in Singapore, but yeah, after the DNF in Japan, he hasn't been the same. Desi 14th, Ilbo 15th, 16 goes to Matt, 17 John Regasonian Circle Warrior, who's also not here today, is in 18th. Constructors Championship. Mercedes and Ferrari are close for second and third, but Aston Martin is still running away with it a bit. Mercedes have made inroads, as you can see from the USA and China flags, have outscored them by multiple points. Williams goes through by 3 positions on Haas, Sauber as well. Red Bull drops down to by 2. And at the bottom, it's still kind of close. The Racing Bulls points finally coming in because of Sibo as a reserve. And yeah, McLaren against Alpine is the fight at the bottom of the field. And we're going to be moving in with our co-commentator and obviously, yeah, Season 6 champion in Quincy. Welcome along as we have another weather interference for this qualifying, it seems.
Ooh, that always makes things interesting, doesn't it, Herman? A nice little wet qualifying. But I feel like we're all in better spirits in terms of wetness, considering last season's gimmick. A lot of people weren't fond of it, but you know, we had a lot of better drivers. So, you know, let's go. I always love to see the rain. It separates the boys from the men, and I hope to see a lot of good car control due to the last season's gimmick.
We obviously have additional data from that. The pole position was set by Pleasant Snake. That was 124.4. Yeah, 24.4. So that is obviously a time to beat that was previously set by the competitor for Aston Martin after his championship win. He decided to call it a day, doing the Rosberg move, but yeah, there's at least something we can compare him to. Yeah, we have an interesting situation developing in the standings. I was already alluding to that. Quincy, we have passed the halfway point. Obviously, Division 1 has missed out on one race, which coincidentally should have been this one. I'm surprised to see that neither T-Brand nor Rowley are currently leading or in second place, so both of them have been kind of dethroned. T-Brand has 2 wins, and the rest is like non-important results in terms of points. Actually, the DNF hurt him really much in Miami. He's missing today, so as all of a sudden UJ is at the top and Rendog is second. So yeah, what's your current assessment of the situation at the top of the drivers after we have already completed halfway of the season?
Consistency and attendance will win championships. If you're not here, you can't win championships. And then when you are here, you do make some mistakes. You know, he had the Canada debacle of not choosing the correct tire for T-Brand, as well as the problems that he faced in Miami after getting his pole position. You know, I feel that T-Brand has the capability to win in this division, to win the championship. But those 2 races and this missed one will cost him dearly, unless he does an Andy Andre and wins every race after he comes back. Same with Rowley. He's missed a race and he made a couple of mistakes last week, which cost him dearly. He's now only had 2 points from the last race, one of those being the fastest lap, which he served at the end in China. So I think they're still in it. I really do. More likely Rowley than T-Brand due to, you know, attendance and less mistakes. But Uj, I think I can feel a win coming on today for Uj, because the last time he raced here in Mexico, he did do pretty well, I think.
The only thing I'm concerned about for Uj is still time penalties. He is out of the top 4, he is the one with the most ones. Takangino's only 1 point behind Rowley, who's had 2 wins and 2 additional podiums, which is very surprising, but also, as you said already, shows for consistency. So yeah, they are currently only separated by 1 point and lead the Constructors' Championship comfortably. It's Mercedes against Ferrari, trying to play catch-up with 70 points in between first and second. And one of the Mercedes guys is already trying to set in his lap time in Rendog. He is about to go into that double right apex of the little stadium section where they have a beautiful view of this angled corner before they disappear into the fastest section on this racetrack, which is obviously, if there's no rain in the race, then people will be struggling here, especially because low downforce is meaning that your tires are on the maximum slip angle and they will be extremely hot in these conditions for their obviously respective tire temperatures, because in terms of how they are set up, the intermediate tires we're currently seeing, they're the softest in terms of how they are created and manufactured, but obviously they are serving a different purpose and trying to be in between step from
yeah,
the
I don't know, something to do with something
with the
sorry, Hammond.
With the clearing of the water in a bit, in the sense that the grooves in the tires make it more easy to stay on track and clear a bit of the water. Next over the line, CJ to start off his lap. Aston Martin is after that. It's Tarkin Gino to go to second, as Jamaican Jam already beat the provisional pole time of Rendog. Schizzolo over the line has had some impressive showings inside of the season so far, as Matt the Tank is stricken at the inside of the penultimate turn, as Mr. Shot goes to first position, and Salvi is next over the line, goes to second as well respectively on a 30.0. After that, Kovachka 30.5 and is beaten by Kshankiok, who also makes it into the 30.0s and is only a couple of hundreds away from even beating that himself. Still 3/10 to the top time. Devsy into 9th position as Kwan, the only Williams for today, is currently trying to operate into the first couple of turns, as I think we're going to see second attempt by Rendok, who just continues to push, which is very easily achieved. 7/10 improvement for Rendok, moves into the 30.2s. The tire is obviously allowing you to work yourself into the session. As Rolly starts a flyer, you need to make sure that you have enough fuel. Usually running the full session is currently the best one, as Uj goes to first position. 28.5, that's 1.2 seconds faster than the current the previous best lap. Let's see what is with Ibo. He is coming over the line. That's more of a Banks
10
time.
seconds behind the provisional pole time of 1:2:85.39. I can say that these times are, you know, quite huge. I know we've only been in the qualifying for about 5 minutes, 5-6 minutes, but I expected a lot more, lot better laps in by now. Looking at the weather forecast, Herman, it does seem like the rain will lighten at the end, so we could possibly see possible slick tires. Possible. Don't quote me on that, but looking at the forecast, I can see a little bit of light cloud coming at the end of the qualifying.
Yeah, there's no obviously something the drivers need to be worried about, but there's still a couple of minutes where these conditions are still fastest, and if you want to get a time in, which is always preferred, do it now, and Roll is going to do that. His lap time is good enough for second position.
Ooh.
Still
6/10 down. Jamaican Jam.
And UJ improves by another half a second. Brings it down to 28.0. Wow. Whatever Spidey senses tingled for you, you're currently correct, I think. Laying out a pole position here would be obviously very helpful for a potential first win. So let's see where Kwon, the only driver with Matt the Tank at the bottom, yet to set a time. As there's now the Haas starting on the main straight. Korn comes through the S section. Very tricky. Obviously a lot of sliding. That makes you and the car probably step out. That is very late on the brakes. Goes wide, but it's slow enough on the corner cut on the exit. So he should continue in order to have a time on the board. Especially if he later wants to gamble, maybe going to that soft tire and the possible weather change. Williams comes around the final corner, goes to third position. 28.9 for
that's
Kwon.
great lap.
The track evolution is already at full play, and there's a second Ferrari at the front. I just missed that. Kovachka went to second. Rendog is into third, demoting Kwon for now. Who is that? That's Rolly again, and he improves as well. Now he's very close to Uj, so nothing is set in stone so far. What's with Jamaica Jam? That looked like a cooldown lap. He is pushing now again. And Uj is also starting another one. So these guys are going at the laps very fast and in consecutive order. With Takejino still running as well. So plenty of fuel left for these guys. As Matt the Tank is about to cross the line for the first time with a valid lap as we have approached the 9-minute mark. Goes to 11th, currently behind his teammate on 8/10 of a gap. Next across the line, Mr. Chod has swapped to new tires as Ibo has tried to improve, is moving out of the way. There's no one really behind. Salvi goes over the line and is setting a new one. Sorry, starting a new one. There's an invalid lap time for Krankel. Continues on. And we still have Devsy on a 32.1. Is invalid as well. What's with Kwon? Goes to the pit lane as well. So no continued running for these two. At the back as now there is Rendog. I don't think that's going to be enough here. That's quite a gap still. Another prep lap. Okay, let's see. Takejino. No, that's Rolly first. Rolly to the
Jamaican
pits.
Jam is coming to the line currently. Turn
Let's go.
16 is he's tiptoeing. I think he's going to the pits.
That is correct, but I expect huge. Invalid and Takejino. Yeah, let's go with Takejino.
I don't know why these guys don't.
And the weather has stopped. 28.033. There is no more rain on my screen. So we're probably gonna see a drying up session very soon. And maybe
looks like the Quincy forecast has come to pass.
That is correct. Matt the Tank goes into 9th position. Currently half a second in front of Salvi. Is he finding an improvement here? Just has moaned about that he never drove in the rain on the new wheel, but he's currently looking not too bad. Goes to 4th position, just like Oliver Behrman inside of the last season in his race at this track. Krankyok into the pit lane. What's with Rendog? That is very slow at the second sector line. I don't think that's going to be an improvement.
I'm thinking Slicks is definitely coming in for sure.
DS has not yet been activated, but we will probably find less damp on the track and obviously improvements coming with that. I think there was maybe there's one more lap in this in terms of final track evolution. UJ is maybe proving that. Yeah, and there is a 2-second improvement for the Spaniards. Goes into provisional pole position by over 2 seconds over. Takejino is now in the pits. And we are currently seeing the first guys with soft tires, and that is Mr. Chot and Jamaican Jam. Interestingly, new inters for Kovachka, Kwon, Matt currently, but still in the pit lane, Skidsola and Devsy also. So I can see a world, obviously there's still plenty of time, where the track evolution is not too good.
The person who goes at last, either on an inter or a soft tire, I think will get pole. Do you remember my pole position in Austria?
Yeah,
long time ago. I think it was season 4 or 5.
I casted that, I think.
Yeah, so I was last across the line, Division 1, my first Division 1 pole ever, and it was just timing. It's all about timing. You better time where you can get out. When that out lap was not as great as I wished it could have been, but on the hot lap, the temperature of the track rose perfectly, and that's how I got the pole position. So I think it's a case of whoever times this right on a slick tire will get this pole position, Herman. We're going
I would
to follow
agree.
Rowley.
Let's see. Yeah. Takashia has left the session. That's
Oh, let me get him an invite real quick.
Rody
As we see,
also new
Rowley about to
inters.
start his lap. It must still be a little bit slippery. Oh no, I sent the invite to the wrong person. Sorry, Rowley, distracting you on your hot lap. As he fires down to turn 1, keeps the ERS mode in medium, which in wet weather I would always keep it in none and then use the overtake like a spamming button in Street Fighter. But yeah, he's down past turn 3 now, going down towards turn 4. Good minimum speed through those
Half a
corners. He's
second
5
faster.
tenths up already. Yep, and as he locks up and goes a bit deep into turn 4 and 5, will he recover? That's still a purple sector 1 though, so he's still doing well. As he has a little tank slapper coming out of 7, no, 6 into 7.
Takajina says new invite, please.
Yeah, I've sent one to you, Mr. Gino.
Yeah, new one is
Do
probably...
you need another one?
Yeah, give him another one. Another one.
Okay, let's do that.
Rody
Another
goes
one.
into the second sector split and he's currently up by over a second. So yeah, I think the timing for the soft tires is currently a bit too early. But judging by how the track looks, I can see that still evolve within the next 3 minutes. Rody is about to be closer to Uj than everyone has been so far. Savvy and Skid Solo obviously taking these positions. And he beats the provisional time by
Only
3.
2 tenths. Wow.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah, you're correct. Slower lap from Skid Solo.
If I was these guys, I'd probably get out earlier than usual, fuel for 2 laps and do a double out lap, you know,
Yeah.
and get those tires a little bit crispy, a little bit toasty,
Also
and
helps
then
with
go.
the fuel. 5
Yeah,
kilos
true
on this
that.
track. Very, very short. 1.3 second found by Kwon, who goes deep again into the stadium. Looks like on
couple of people on
purpose.
soft tires, Herman, you got Kavachka, you got Sergeant Devsy, we got Matt the Tank, all on soft tires, Rendog. So it looks like, yeah, looks like it's time. I think Rowley is,
1 second. A third, sorry.
I think Rowley's either messed this one up or he,
Let's go on board with Kovachka to see the comparison with Rowley. He has been on decent string of form with points, but his qualifying is never a strong suit. Might be an opportunity to get a good starting position here. You kind of don't want to be on pole for this track, but most of the time you can obviously get away with less involvement and carnage if you're at the front. He has barely used here on this straight, which is surprising to me. And he's 6 tenths down. Only 3 turns. So the inter tire seems to be the right one for now. And yeah, the traction doesn't look too good. So yeah, that is probably...
These guys better get out of Rowley's way into turn 1 here. I hope they're paying attention because he is on an inter hot lap.
Yeah, that looks
And he won't
sketchy.
enjoy being impeded by the Red Bull.
That was close.
Could be seen as an impediment,
Yeah.
also could not be.
Not sure. Let's see.
Probably be more distracting than impediment there. But he is on a hot lap, so they should clear out the way. Yes, they do. As he goes past turn, he's into turn 6 now. Jumping down towards turn 7, the high-speed S section. Usually flat out on a set of softs with a little tiny lift or so. But turn 8, 9, he's going for it. He's sending it. Lifts a tiny bit into 11 there. And, yeah, fully on the ERS. All the way down.
1.1 seconds faster. That's going to be a huge improvement. And obviously... with currently Uj on soft tires and them looking not too fancy, I think only Korn is really an opportunity to make any inroads on Rowley. Or this pole position time is going to be 2 seconds faster than the next 1.5 seconds.
What's that compared to Snakes?
That's a 10th down. But
we were saying
Snake's ones were like in real...
My game has crashed, I think.
In like real interconditions, so this is not really real interconditions. I'm surprised this isn't even working. Like,
My game has crashed.
yeah, and
Nice one.
Rendor goes to third. Skid Solo is through on 6. Sir Ilbo stays on a 38.9. But there's been a huge improvement for UJ inside of the first sector. One of the last guys to go. And soft tires improvement coming in for Matt. He goes to 5th position. They left it late, make it great. Maybe with the soft tires, they improved so much currently. Korn goes to 2nd position, is 9/10 down on the fastest lap. What's with Kovacic? Has he another time found? 3rd position for the Ferrari. What's with UJ? He's invalid. He's not gonna
No way.
He's not gonna advance. And DRS has been enabled, and some guys are yet to cross the line into the 3rd DRS zone. There are brief yellow flags. What's with Tak and Gino? He can use the DS already. Multiple people trying to get positions. Rolly is through. He is invalid. He will come over the line. Salvi next, currently located in 7th. All the guys in front of him are through. Can we get an upset pole position? Salvi goes to pole position!
No
What's with
way.
Jamaican Jam? 6th position. Kwon goes to 3rd. Rolly stays in 2nd, and Krankyok has no improvement, goes to the pit lane. Salvi gets an absolute upset pole position with the soft tires. He said he never raced in the wet, but he didn't need to because the improvements were there. UJ missing out, one of the last guys to cross the line. And he invalidated when it needed. Kwon 3rd, absolute astonishing comeback finally after that very good Singapore race. 5 races ago, he is back into the top 5, and Williams need that, and Ferrari also in a strong position because Mercedes are in 8th and 9th. They completely missed the mark. Rendog in front of Mr. Chot, and it's a Salvi pole position for us.
You can't even invite me, can you? Because it's in the spectator menu.
Wait, currently I'm not even in the window to do it.
Oh.
Just wait until we move into the race session. Salvi, first pole position of SSRL in front of Rolly. Kuan Takejino went to 4th. Kovachka, UJ, Jamaican Jam 7th. Rendog, Mr. Chot, Matt the Tank, Skid Solo, Crankyok, Devsy, Ibo. That's your 14th qualifier. My god. So many people on the softs that butchered it. Like, Kovachka didn't have really, like, the exit out of the final turn looked so bad.
This is what I was telling you, though. I was telling you that the last guy, you know, the later you leave it for it, the better. And then you have to capitalize.
Until you invalidate. So I invited you.
Thank you very much.
It's a dry race, and I'm gonna start us off with our predictions because this field is very much split and kind of scrambled in a way. So yeah, that's gonna be tough. I think Rolly has obviously big opportunity right in front. As one guy you can maybe outdraft, but I can also see like if Korn is on low downforce, maybe like he seemed to be in earlier seasons always. It felt like because quali wasn't good, race pace maybe a bit better. Can be one of the guys maybe to make it a 3-way fight, but I'm not too sure if the race pace sticks. So I'm thinking with the starting position, Rolly takes first. I can see UJ making his way to second, and I think Takangino with another podium currently in 4th also. The guys around him don't have the same race pace, so if he keeps it away from the track limits, that's good. I'm backing one of the Red Bull guys, the only one that's here, Jamaican Jam, to make inroads, because I think there's gonna be a collision that involves maybe Salvi and Kovachka. So I'm also
hope
saying,
not for their sakes.
and I hope that there's an improved race for Rendog because he is strong about tire management, and this race can be a one-stop. So
yeah,
that's
proven by Race Chase on the last what's the word? The last Grand Prix actually crossed the line in 2nd place before his penalty in the last Grand Prix in season 7. He doing a one-stop, pitting around lap 12. It is possible, but it also depends on the the people fighting, doesn't it? That's
Yeah.
proven in Miami.
When do we want to start, by the way?
Anytime. I don't mind. I'm hugely affected.
Let's do 2 minutes from now. I need your prediction.
Okay, so I'm thinking Rowley for the win. I'm also thinking, because I didn't see where everybody ended up, which is obviously not great for me. Let's have a look at the race director. Rowley for the win. Ujay P2. Jamaican Jam P3. Takangino P4. Mr. Chod P5. I think he always comes from the back and does quite well, providing he doesn't make any mistakes. But I think there will be a lot of penalties tonight. For sure.
Another Mercedes, the other one actually backed here by Quincy. We're a minute away from starting. Everyone currently is on a medium tire, so yeah, not much in terms of strategy, but it is for the start. But the rest obviously can unfold pretty nicely. Tire warm-up isn't too bad, so undercut is good, but obviously being stuck in traffic inside of the second sector cost you dearly. And if you miss the DRS on one lap, you kind of have to stay behind or use all of your battery, because you're not gonna get by, probably, even with your tire advantage. So the biggest thing is to get, if you're on a faster, fresher tire, to get into a fast rhythm and make it into the second DRS detection zone that is inside of the S section, to have DRS already going into the stadium, and then after that it's very easy to get the traction right out of the stadium, especially very slow hairpin, with a quick right-hander following, and then you're gonna be there no matter what on a fresher tire. But the lack of traffic and especially lack of dirty air can benefit you if you are at the front. And if you're getting pulled along by someone, because the DS is so powerful here, at least 5 tenths of race pace worth at least for almost the front straight alone. You're gonna be eyeing up those DRS trains, and if you're not in there, you're gonna have it very tough.
Don't forget the powerful undercut that is mixed. Very powerful undercut here. You can gain a lot of time and also a lot of traction from new tires. So I expected everyone to go harder allocation here. Double hard going at the end.
Made you really laggy.
Very medium. I'm really laggy.
Yeah, you turned into a robot for the last 2 sentences. I couldn't understand.
What are you doing now?
I couldn't see a thing.
Still the same?
Yeah, sounds the same to me. Do you wanna jump into a private call maybe? Maybe that helps again?
Yes.
All the issues, always lovely. Hello?
Yay, hello.
Yeah.
Still terrible?
Sounds better. Yeah, I would say sounds better. Let's see.
I grow tired of these audio issues, man.
Yeah.
Really
soft tires for Desi. We have some.
Brave guy. That'll last literally about 2.5 laps.
Yeah.
Those soft tires. Well, in fact, the tire crossover, and you'll laugh at this, the tire crossover for the soft to medium is lap 1, sector 3. So
Yeah. I am aware.
That is incredibly crazy choice by the sergeant. I guess that's why he never made lieutenant.
Yeah. And this fellow warrior wordplay intended, is currently crossing some words of, or a bingo card maybe, on the beach somewhere I don't recognize because I don't know beaches around the world. Yeah, Salvi first time leading the pack inside of the formation lap and obviously being the front guy. There's some pressure there. It can only go backwards in a sense because this starting position of the field is obviously very far from turn 1 away, so you need to get a decent amount of a start, and then don't wheel spin it, but also don't burn all of the airs just to say it. You can make it when you follow the guy in front. If Rolly gets by, don't fight it too much. It's just very awkward to race on this track into the first turns. You kind of need to be always off sync with the driver, and they need to be giving you plenty of space and vice versa.
It's very important also to save the ERS where you can.
Yeah.
You know, you can only use so much on the straight anyway. If you're going to get past, you're going to get past by, imagine, very low wings here as the 5 lights are appearing on the board.
3, 4, 5 red lights for race number 6 inside of season 8 are erased from the gantry, and we are moving into the first turn on this very long straight. As alluded to, it's Salvi against Rolly at the front, who is burning the battery better. There's not too bad of a start for Kwon. Something I was mentioning before goes around the outside like Max Verstappen maybe. Rolly is deep into the first turn. There's plenty of space in between those cars still because Salvi backs out and Kwon is fighting Rolly, but there's an opportunity to fight back from Salvi if he gets this exit correct. Kovachka and UJ make way already as Takijino's dropped 3 positions. The top 3 stayed the same after the first 3 turns. And now big moment by Takijino, went very deep into the 4th turn. Jamaican Jam stays 7th, but Mr. Chot is already up into 6th position. Everyone trying to make it around these couple of low speed turns as we head for the first time into the S section. There's almost a second already. And now you feel the dirty air, you feel the heavy car after the qualifying, especially when moving from inters to dry conditions, and Rolly is gapping Salvi. He was not too confident, I would say. That fight with Kwon obviously helped, but he moved back into 2nd position and is now under pressure from the German Williams driver, from the Hungarian Ferrari and the Spaniard in the Ferrari. As Mr. Chot also with Jamaican Jam, Skid Solo, Takijino, rest of the field still inside of the DS window. Only the first one at the front is away. And Salvi is also underfueled. I wonder by how much? Not by much. Moved by Kovachka.
By a country mile here.
Is Kwon defending that? They have a slight moment. Kovachka needs to get off and is off the road as now his teammate moves through, and Mr. Chot has an opportunity, burns a lot of his ERS, but that is not going to be happening, that move. Jamaican Jam is trying to move with the Mercedes lock up. Now another slight contact here. Jamaican Jam can't make his way through. The track is narrow at its nature, and they're losing the guys in front, so that's going to be, I think, a 3-way fight coming into the stadium section or into the main straight, as also Salvi has gapped Kwon because of the fighting. So top 3 are currently split by over a second. UJ is making inroads. He's looking to get onto the podium after the first couple of laps with that disappointing end of qualifying. After you said he had the 23.6 in him, which would have been multiple tenths ahead of Rolly and also Pleasant Snake's fastest lap, but that was obviously in different conditions. Rolly sets the fastest lap of the race as UJ is about to overtake for 3rd position. The Williams has no DS assistance and is stricken on the straight. And you feel like you're driving an F2 car compared to an F1 car with that wing flat and obviously open. And Jamaican Jam takes to the inside of Mr. Chot, who must have had a lockup. That was huge by Jamaican Jam. Set that one up beautifully, and as the DS from the DS zone that was inside of the, or basically at the exit of the stadium section, if you are behind a guy by 1 second. You get DS for both of the straights. There's no, really counter ability for any of the guys who are in front with, basically sitting ducks. Start has been Chaos 3. People have come through. No major incidents. Only Sebo has been dropped by over 2 seconds already. Quite the start, as Steffi gets the first 3-second time penalty after 3 laps. So that's a 1 each lap. And Kuan has lost it, I think, yeah. Kovachka goes through. There's a bit of tiptoeing around where Jermaine Jan felt like, hang on, I don't need to dive this now. There's the DS detection coming up, and Uj beats the time that was previously set by Rowley to the fastest lap. Extra point goes currently to the Ferrari in third, as now Kuan is under pressure from more drivers behind, as said that before. Probably looking at some.
And he's got like double or even triple the amount of battery that the guys behind him have got. So he's good to defend. He just needs to get back into that DRS gap, which he has, as Kvachka tries to close up to his teammate with a 1.76 gap currently. Uj is on fire though. He's pushing forward. He's into the DRS of Salvi right now. I think Salvi must be running some high wings because he's very good through the corners, but not very good on the straight. That's where Rowley lost him, and that's also where Uj seems to be catching up now. Expected to overtake Salvi on this particular lap here.
He's inside of the DS for sure as we approach turn 12 and the braking of that. I think also one thing can be said, that obviously this position is something Xavier's not experienced that much, and there's was a recent change in his peripherals, so you need to be obviously thinking about racing differently from a sense, and every new position you are in, this obviously contrary to popular belief, he is way ahead of the curve, as he's already taken now a pole position, as Uj takes his second place away. So he seems to be going, and settings that are currently helping him to perform to that level, and can see him finishing a strong top 5 finish here. But everything you learned on a controller needs to be kind of relearned in a sense. Only the way the tracks are mostly, or the direction you need to be taking, is the only thing that is certainly unchanged. Tire management and fuel also, if you have more grip feeling from the car. Overall force feedback, as there's a yellow because of the Ibo at the
fair play to Salvi though. He did very well to play no assist on a pad. Now he's swapped to wheel, and within a couple of weeks he sticks it on pole in a very dynamic weather changed qualifying, which is very good. So wherever tree he's smoking, I need to smoke on a bit of that, because he seems to be right on pace, as he was, especially in quali. I know the race stint is a little bit different. It's always a bit more tough when there's a certain endurance, would you say, to racing on a wheel compared to a pad. It's less relaxing. It's more, physical, especially if you've got a decent wheel with some force feedback in it. It can be quite a physical it can be quite a physical thing, so fair play to him.
Jamaican Jam goes to 5th position, as I would agree with your sentiment. Biggest thing is obviously that your overall endurance of your fingers is kind of relieved, because that usually you can cramp up over longer distance. Biggest thing is if you don't, especially normal road cars where you usually have 3 pedals as you use a manual gearbox, is the feet. You need to use your feet now. They're usually probably very sleepy in a sense that you don't need to use them. You have to do a lot of things with your wheel, and there's obviously an additional opportunity to get better in the sense that your fingers are more freed up. You can make more things work inside of a setup that has a wheel, because you're not limited to, for example, making adjustments on the MFD is usually restricted to straights, because you can't really turn and press another button while you're operating with your thumbs, especially for the turning. And obviously that is now freed up in a sense, but obviously the rhythm needs to be relearned, as Korn is losing another position to Mr. Short. Jamaican Jam is sticking with Kovachka, who himself is sticking with Salvi, as he's been dropped by 2 seconds already. Huge ERS
He's
amount
fighting
of
back. He's fighting
used
back, and he
by
goes round the outside of turn 1. Is he going to keep it as they fight a little bit, a little tiny bits touching? Good racing, guys. As the Aston Martin
Tarkenji.
sneaks up from the inside, does he take it? No, he does not.
Tarkenji was there to pounce on this fight. And there's a slow moment by Kwon, and there's a argy-bargy off the road there from Tarkenji. He's not going to enjoy
happy
that.
about that. So, biggest losers.
Tarkenji.
currently,
Oh,
Salvi down 3 positions.
Kovachka's second, third. We missed that. Salvi was overtaking him.
I can
Ferrari
almost guarantee
2
you
and
he's
3.
using high wings. Can almost guarantee you he's using high wings because, or maybe he's using very low wings. I'm not sure.
Maybe I think the opposite.
Yeah.
I think he's lacking in the corners. Let's see
see what happens here. On the straight.
Spin by Matt.
Nice exit.
There's been a crash. Missed that shot, and I don't know who, but he was turned around by the game in a very quick succession. Big crash there at the back. What's the top speed?
Going very slow here.
Skid Solo was suffering of that. Maybe wing change? Yeah, wing change for Skid Solo and moving to the hard tire. As also Mr. Shot, Matt the Tank. Yeah, they've been involved in a crash, and Desi is obviously off from the soft tires.
He's got some sort of issue on his throttle, maybe, because he seems to be redlining the throttle, and it seems to be flickering on the telemetry. So I'm not sure if he has an issue or not, but it seems very revvy on his. Oh no, seems to be all right now. Or is that just the game being weird again? Oh, EA. Why do you hate me so?
Top 3 are fight in kind of third, fourth, and fifth are in the race of their own now, which are obviously benefiting if Kovachka could extend that gap between them in order to also
I think you'll see some pit stops there,
make them have a opportunity to double stack. As Salvi almost loses it, but there's an instant response by Jamaican Jam.
He's going for the 2-stop.
Which I don't think is a bad idea, because now the gap of the train inside of the midfield has just been opened up because of the collision. There's like huge gaps.
So, Kwan seems to be going for the 2-stop as well.
Another spin by
It's not a bad idea. It's not bad. I know that Race Chase took it to the end, but he is the tire whisperer of tire whisperers. It's very hard to manage these tires, especially the mediums. Are not a great tire for this track. The hards are way more robust, and actually felt quite a little bit more pacey because of how badly the mediums wear after like 2 or 3 laps. So let's see the kind of time he sticks in here.
Isn't the crossover like 2 laps as well, or even less?
I can check that now for you.
Isn't the hard tire
3
like
3 laps? 3 laps, sector 1. So 2.5 laps, I would say. So
and goes almost double the distance.
Yeah. So 8 laps on those. Your tires were more than likely screaming. So let's see if he can, because I remember last time he went for the 2-stop, he didn't really make an impression in Miami on his first hard stint. Excuse me. So he kind of needs to pick the pace up if he's going to make this work.
No one has responded though. Neither Salvi nor Kovachka, who he was just behind, have responded to that. Takangino continues as well. Has dropped further back. Krankyok also going further into the race. No one is really, apart from Kwon, is also on this strategy, so
they might have played a blind AM, because if they can get the pace up on those hards and, you know, reach the guys, because the guys are probably going to go to the end of lap 12, 14 maybe, if they're smart, because
I think 14 is kind of needed. Like, I don't think it was comfortable with the only thing I'm currently having in my mind is that I think we had Kota and Mexico last season, like back to back, and I'm not sure if it was one of the races that was like the Belgium race, first of season 6 that was. They later changed most of the tire allocations, but I don't remember if they adjusted it for Mexico or for Kota, because if they did, this is probably certainly a one-stop now, because the C1 tire would be in use. If this is still the C2, then it's more of the on the edge between the two on the one-stop. Jamaican Jam has made inroads already to Zhang. His gap to Kovachka is now 22 seconds, which is, I think, over the pit stop window. Can you give me some info on that as well?
Yeah, so it's 21.5 seconds as Crankjaw pits. I think he's a bit too late for the two stop, but also too early for the one stop. So
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on in his mind
stop.
right here. Jamaican Jam is not really making a big impression. He's taken 2 seconds out of the leader currently on those. How many laps has he been on that now? He's been on there for 2 laps. So pace seems all right. He's got 8 seconds really to go to get in the pit stop window of the leader.
Yeah.
So to make this 2-stop work to get himself, he could see him on the podium here, Herman, if this plays out right.
Yeah, the gap is still quite big still. 19 seconds now to Salvi. Not going to...
If you were the leader, you definitely would go for a one-stop here.
Yeah, certainly.
And the Andre style. Just drive away and save your tires.
Pit stop by Kovachka.
Salvi takes P3 because of that pit stop.
Takagino doesn't respond. He could be also coming in at the same lap as his teammate. There's big enough of a gap, basically the whole of the second straight. Fight with Skid Solo and Mr. Chot, who both have been to the pit lane after crash we didn't see. Involved also Matt the Tank. And Kovachka is behind. And Kwan is also through. The undercut works. But the tire difference for now is 3 laps, and it's a medium again for Kovachka. He's on the medium hard, it seems. Which I don't think is the better strategy.
I don't think it is. You know, with lower fuel, you could...
Oh no, Rolly! Rolly went off!
No. Oh no!
But no damage! There's damage! There's damage! Damage to the front and side end plate of Rolly! UJ is taking the lead! Pit stop incoming! Maybe Rolly has pushed the edge of these tires! All of a sudden the trackmap had an Aston Martin going into nowhere! Salvi needs to come in as well! Takagino obviously is gonna suffer from the
Salvi stays out! So is Gino!
What are they doing? Hello?
He's replacing that wing now. He's going onto a set of hard tires.
UJ 2 hards as well. Top 2 and Rolly. Only top 2 now.
Jamaican Jam is gonna undercut Rolly. He's using a wing change, but UJ's out. He's out already. The undercut has not worked for the top guys.
That is now a net second position for Jamaican Jam. That's a net second position and third for Korn, because Kovachka is gonna be in a worse spot. He needs to come in earlier, and he's not gonna be having a tire advantage for long. Like the next 3 laps I can see, next 4 maybe. After that's gonna be dropping off already.
Yeah, and also with those guys now changing for the one stop, UJ and Rolly, they're going to go to the end. I mean, that's pretty much curtains for Kovachka's race in terms of trying to overtake those guys again. But these guys on the hards here in 4th and 5th need to push on, need to close back up to the front 3 and maybe even make an overtake or 2 before their pit stop to help them along. But they need to get a push on.
The only fight that I still can see is Kovachka against Takagino and Salvi, because they're losing so much time on this right now. Way too much time. Like, Kovachka is obviously being pushed now by Kwan on the straight. He's gonna have DS on both straights. The gap is currently down to 15. He's gonna bring that down more if they don't pit at the end of this lap. Or he's gonna bring it down more. So yeah. That seems like a very odd strategy for all of them, but yeah.
He is in the Ferrari, Herman. We do have to take that into consideration. that he is in a Ferrari, and their strategies are famous worldwide. So
Yeah, but not for the right reasons.
he goes past Kwon.
Not any longer though.
Yeah, here comes the tyre crossover. He's on the optimal lap currently, 2 laps on the mediums. He's got 1 lap and 1 sector to go before that crossover changes
Mr.
into the
Chot goes
favour of the
by.
McLaren.
On Skid Solo, he's
On the
fighting
grass.
back side by side with the Mercedes. Around the outside, better traction. Mr. Chot sends it. Was desperate to be there next to the kick Sauber and loses it. He loses it on entry while braking, basically using the kick Sauber as a stopper. Takijino pits. Salvi is not yet in. What is his strategy?
I'm going to have a look back at the last race, the race positions, to see when exactly race chase
Kovačka takes the fast lap of the race. Jamaican Jam takes to 3rd position, but is going to be promoted to 2nd if he's not overtaken before that by Kovačka. Not a late dive by Ferrari. But Jamaican Jam locks himself up. Jamaican Jam locks himself up. That sounds so wrong, but I mean, he had a lockup all by himself. There was no real pressure. No ERS just safe, mate. Be behind him. His tires are gonna be done in a couple of laps anyway. And he's gonna come in when you pit for your 2nd hard probably, so... Nothing is over until it's over, and we haven't even crossed the halfway mark. But some of these drivers have chosen very interesting tire strategies. As Uj is about to get a full pit stop back on Salvi, who is still out on his medium tires. And I wonder what for.
Surely.
Yes.
Yes, he does.
16 laps.
Where will that put him out?
Behind Skid Solo, Mr. Chot, I think. Very far back.
Very, very far back.
And traffic.
But will this tire advantage of these 4 laps that he's got on the other guys?
I don't think so. He's gonna lose so much behind the traffic. Matt the Tank, his teammate has a 3-second time penalty. You can see that the lapped Ibo goes through, and there's now Skid Solo and Mr. Chot, who are on different tire strategies because of the crash. Is there a fight by Skid Solo into the first turn? He goes around the outside, and that's more time lost for Salvi already. Just because of this adjusting of the line. He is not gonna be in a top 5 position at the end, I don't think. Because of this tire strategy. He lost so much time.
Anything is possible. He's got nearly 10 laps on these guys doing a 1-stop, and he could...
He's 16 seconds behind Kovačka, who goes to a better hard tire in like a couple of laps time and is still probably gonna be like only 4 seconds around him.
What lap do you think he should pit? I think he should pit around lap 20, 21 maybe.
Yeah, 20. That's like the best hard stint you could get, because the 1-stop stint on the hard is not that fun. Like a couple of laps less would be more enjoyable. Mr. Chot goes maybe for the inside here, very late on Salvi. Crank York is enjoying that fighting because he's gonna be coming up soon. And Rowley gets another fastest lap. Dempsey with the next 3 seconds is already on what? 12 seconds. We have 3 drivers. 2 of them have 6, not even half of the seconds of time penalties Dempsey has. Jamaican Jam. Is there a chance for him?
Salvi takes P7.
Can he take 2nd position? He stays back. He has nothing in the battery bank. And... oh! What is this fuel strategy from Uj? Minus 0.7 around the halfway point? He is gambling for a safety car for sure, as Mr. Chot goes around the outside of the current leading kick Sauber, as obviously Salvi is trying to get away, but it is currently not working. What is this? Over half a lap down still?
These hards should be way better than these mediums, even with the extra 3 laps from Jamaican Jam. Kvachka putting up a fight of a life. 7 seconds behind nearly 8 seconds behind his teammate on a one stop. You know, he's got 2-3 more laps to go on these tires. Jamaican Jam is quite far back. He's going to have to dump the entirety of his battery to get past as he closes up to Kvachka. Will he send it? I don't think he'll have the battery to do so.
What happened to Takengino that he got so far back? He just pitted 2 laps ago. Ah, yeah, that was also the bad strategy. But...
Yeah, he pit too late, I think, and he ended up in traffic.
Yeah, the traffic, yeah. Traffic is costing him. Jamaican Jam is still deploying his EIS despite him not really having opportunity to make this move. He's going for it, but...
Yeah, he should really conserve his ERS, shouldn't he? He should spend a couple of laps recharging.
This. He could have used Kvachka to keep on going ahead, just save his battery and then deploy some if he was not comfortable with his exit. But now he's trying to get away on a probably better tire, but has like half the charge. So the only thing that helped was Rolly getting back into this, and he's definitely on a one stop while Jamaican Jam isn't, as well as Kvachka. So the one stoppers are Uj and Rolly at the front, and currently the Ferrari is taking this by storm as Crankle gets a 3-second time penalty as we head into lap 19. Double DRS slipstream for Rolly. He's gonna take both of these drivers, I predict now. The Ferrari moves out. All of the ERS probably deployed by the Aston Martin. He goes
for his life there, that Ferrari, to help his teammate secure, because his teammate's going to be needing to do some fuel saving, as noticed by Herman earlier on, as he is still...
Yeah, you should try to read into that situation that the gap is currently opening up by multiple seconds in the last couple of minutes, because now as Rolly is probably going to be swapping on his left-hand side timing tower that every driver has on, he is probably very aware that this is gonna be a straight fight between him and his tire fuel saving. And obviously the driver behind here has gained some back as Jamaican Jam takes the 3-second time penalty. That's gonna be huge, but there's still plenty of laps for others to get one. Kwan has dropped almost 7 seconds behind. Randog is on an additional strategy, I think, because of the crash. 10 laps ago. No, okay, he was not involved, it seems, because Mr. Chot and Skid Solo were at least, as well as Matt. Fights further down the order. Skid Solo is still within reach of Mr. Chot, and Takengino is still running down on a kick Sauber rear end as he's passed Krankor a couple of laps ago. And huge oversteer moment, and there's the Aston Martin. Can he go around the outside? No. Yeah, both of them on similar battery levels. Both of them using it. Both of them have DRS. The green car overtakes the green car and is into 9th position. There's a yellow flag because of Ibo at this end of the lap out of the final turn. Yeah, still very tricky to get right. Especially if you are on used tires, which is, kind of the case for Ibo on 8-lap-old medium tires. 10 seconds of a gap between the first and the second driver inside of this race. Should be big opportunities for Uj to start saving with his fuel. And obviously in benefit, he also will save tires with that. Usually you do that with lift and coast. Just get off the throttle before going into a braking zone, then the natural drag from the air will slow you down. Takengino also with 3-second time penalty. We caught that in 4K as he was going over the white line. Inside line for turn 12 makes it very uncomfortable. Mr. Chol going in so late and not really committing to that. Brings obviously the guys behind, both kick Saubers back together as Metatank takes his 2nd time penalty at the front. Uj is out by 9 seconds, another 2.2 between 3rd and 2nd. But Jamaican Jam is still following along with the Hungarian Ferrari driver, who will be pitting soon. Ibo gets a 3-second for just straight up corner cutting.
Would assume.
Yeah, obviously talked about that. And zero ERS briefly available for Tarkangino, who's now gapped Mr. Shot by roughly 8 tenths. So, yeah, the tire advantage obviously coming in handy, but that big loss of time over Salvi. He pitted a lap earlier than Salvi and is still 3 seconds down on the Italian, currently in 7th position. And Jamaican Jam is getting awfully close once again to Kovachka, who's also kind of the third teammate to Rowley, as this gap has also increased by an additional 3.5 seconds, almost 4.
It's going to be... Oh, he's going for the undercut there, Jamaican Jam.
I think
I
that's the
wonder
right call.
what this is going to do for
14 laps of hard.
Kovachka. Because Kovachka's done 11 laps on the first set of mediums. He's going for... This is lap 10 now on this set of mediums. He's managed to make that double medium strategy work very well.
Yeah, well,
Salvi positions himself into P4 with everyone pitting for the 2-stop. A lot of other people going for the undercut. Let's see how many seconds he'll actually lose and if he can actually get that pace, because he's very pacey here today, isn't he, Herman?
yeah, looks very good. Jamaican Jam is benefiting from that DS he has, because he was in the DS zone of the car ahead at the detection point and is staying ahead of Matt. Without that, he wouldn't have been, and that would have been a very crucial moment for the rest of the race. Matt maybe can see the thing where he needs to maybe fight that and help Salvi. I think Jamaican Jan read this perfectly. He could have also come in between lap 20 and 22 already, because he was certainly going for that hard tire, and I think anything around 14 to 16 laps is good for this. But obviously, as the medium guy who was supposedly to come in before him, didn't do that, and now he's gonna undercut him because Kovachka just responds to this call. He's gonna get an extra lap saved, but he's gonna be, I think, behind that. There was no real traffic for Jamaica Jam. And the next car is, I think, not too far behind as well, so yeah. Multiple drivers will now
rolling out the
overtake
pits
him.
at the moment as Jamaican Jam is on the straight. And
That's gonna be close.
yeah, he's out of the pits, but I think he will get this.
He's using the ERS. They are very closely matched. Got outlap then, by inlap by Kovachka then. But Jamaican Jam is through, and now he has they have an opportunity to first work together, because they still need to catch up to Salvi, who's on that guaranteed 1-stop anyway. And this is, yeah, probably the one way to describe why the 2-stop was so tricky. I prefer the 1-stop here again, way more than the one over in Miami, which was very much on the edge. So, plenty of work still to do for these drivers, as they're currently 10 seconds away from Salvi.
And also 35 and 36 seconds off the leader at the current moment in time. So it's a huge gap to try and gain. The 25 seconds away from Salvi in P3, which I think is probably achievable, you know, if they get the pace up a bit. Good solo, 15 laps in on these hard tires. I don't know what his strategy is currently. Can't be to go to the end, because that would be insane.
He was the one that was involved in the crash inside of the stadium, and they needed to come in early, so he's maybe trying to extend till he's comfortable with another medium, because I think, sorry to say this, but I think most of the times, especially guys at the mid or back end of this field, are not really thinking about having that extra hard too much.
Oh,
that was close with Korn and Rendok.
No damage, please. See what fuel Uj has managed to
half a lap he still needs to save. Oh!
And you're out of here.
Yeah.
Is it shut down or?
Online services unavailable.
EA Sports. It's in the game. Mine says communicating with services.
No network connection. This is surprising, because I still can hear you.
Yeah. Very surprising.
Okay, can you...
Yep.
Lovely.
There you go. Lovely. Jamaican Jam. Skid Solo comes in for the pits now with what is 11 laps remaining, or 10 when you cross the line. Or 11 when you cross
Going
the
to
line.
mediums.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, that's probably
So that
the
should
only.
tie away perfectly.
He had to manage that because of the incident.
As his Sauber teammate overtakes him.
Okay, I don't have an interval for Salvi on the next guy in front. Okay, now I have it. Nice.
19 seconds to be
Yeah.
exact.
I don't know why, but Devsy and Ibo also didn't have an interval. Yeah. Quatschka still with Jamaican Jam. These are fighting it for raw position. Takajino.
It's out of the arrest though.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, now he's back in. And now he's back out. Now he's back in. Oh my
They
goodness.
still
Make up your
only
mind,
found
Elto.
a second.
Yeah.
2
It's
seconds.
not seeming to be working
No,
out for these guys.
It's still 10 seconds. It's 10 laps with 10 seconds. I'm sorry, but the points was just... Even with this extended medium stint, it's just better. Despite the kind of short pit lane. Devsy with another 3 seconds. How many are we at? 15. For reference. 9 people, 10 are still without one. And 3 out of the other 4 who have penalties only have accumulated 15 seconds together, so...
Broly is closing in lap by lap with the light
because of
code
the
that
tire, the
P1
fuel.
is doing.
0.38 it says on the dash. He would save more if he would stop using the overtake. You can use hot lap, but stop using overtake. That burns so much. You go to higher revs, which means more fuel consumption, which is always like a coincided effect. So you need to stop using the battery on anything, especially overtake. The medium, obviously in the corners, or even obviously 0, or put it into none, is always better. Short shifting helps a lot.
Yeah, jinx.
Most of the turns are like kind of slow 90 degrees something, so I would always, I think, especially when the tire is coming to the end of his life, go for second inside of the stadium. Instant upshift, short shift to third to save some fuel as Kuang is battling once again with Rendork as another yellow because of Ibo.
Devsy has another penalty to his total.
DRS for Quan helps him get away for a moment from the Mercedes, and he goes deep into the next turn, and he gets a 3-second time penalty for that very obvious corner cut there. Gives the position to Rendork. Nice sportsmanship there, but he kind of shot himself in the foot there with that penalty. Rendork is not going anywhere. If only one of the guys at the front with the one stop maybe gets a tire blowout, then the 10 seconds to the next position at front will maybe do something.
It's crazy that those extra laps cost Salvi about 19 seconds to P2, and he also had a wing change as well.
That's how
that's crazy.
He did have a wing change, you sure?
No, Rowley had the wing change, and he's still 19 seconds ahead of Salvi just because of those extra crucial laps.
That's how bad the two-stop is.
I don't understand. When I raced
Jamaican
this
Jam,
game, the two-stop was the one.
Jamaican Jam, yeah, because of the less traffic. They had like quite early on, the front guys had no dirty air affecting them. UJ and Rolly were kind of in their own way. Then Rolly had a mistake. Then they pitted. And then after that the race evolved where Rolly was still within gaps where people who were on a one stop were kind of... He was not catching them that fast, but he was then in the position when they swapped again. Jim, just a reminder, Chuck and Gino was stuck in traffic, pitting on lap 15. And is still 7 seconds ahead of Jamaican Jam on the 2-stop. It's just not the strategy, and especially sometimes the strategy very much involves around how many people there are in the lobby. We are only 14, and most of them are very split. Very much so, and you can, especially after that shunt at the almost end of the first stint, people were so close together, and then we had Matt the Tank, I think Skid Solo and Mr. Ben Shot who were pitting. Then the gaps opened up hugely, so everyone that was in the DS train behind that also kind of disappeared into no man's land because there was no one pulling them along. As Rendog goes for another attempt on Quan. They're just having their own little boss. Jamaican Gen has found another 6/10, 2.2 seconds for the front. And once again checking with the fuel level for UJ. 0.12, that's gonna be in the green in the next 2 or 3 laps, but that also means that there's like only a second of a buffer before there's a DRS assistant move coming maybe from Rolly. Mr. Chot is also through on Kuan, who's not gonna get this position back. Mercedes are dropping a ball here tonight, 7th and 8th, while UJ is taking the win, and Kovachka is like 14 seconds ahead in 6th position, is currently also benefiting from Jamaican Jam's time penalty, as Taki and Gino is close to Salvi, who's dropped an additional 3 seconds.
You could see them close up in the next 6 laps. We can be in 4th place because of Gino's time penalty. He's also got 3 seconds.
Mr. Chot is going by on his teammate, it seems. Swapping them around. Current 2nd place driver in the Drivers' Championship is in 8th position. While Rolly is retaking some of the ground he lost in China. And UJ is extending his lead at the top. Started off with 3 races, no, 4 races I think, even as a reserve.
He's got DRS now. I think Rolly's about to take this. Oh no.
No, that's way too far. Should save his battery.
Yeah, he did save his battery completely for that straight. So now there's pressure. There's pressure on UJ now. He's got the fuel worries that he's been worried about.
0.05.
Which he'll still need to manage in some ways to keep himself green, because we all know how Pleasant Neck ran out of fuel at the end of Miami in last season's race.
Takagino by on Salvi. 3rd position for the Aston Martin, and Kovachka is going by on Jamaican Jam. No fight back. To be honest with you, I would have probably used less ERS as UJ and then would allow Rolly to catch up faster before these laps, because then you can get behind him and save.
Yeah.
Like, you could have like lost an additional 2 seconds per lap earlier maybe, and have them be within each other's DRS window for like the previous 3 laps, and then you could have like saved ERS and just waited and made 1 move. But that's obviously still kind of possible because Rolly is still not through, and if he thinks because of the gap the gap Rolly just caught up either makes him believe he has really high pace, and he doesn't obviously know that there was much saving to be done by UJ, so this can lure him into a sense of false security. As Salvi gets another 3-second time penalty and is very loose on the exit. Also, what?
Yeah, that's Salvi's first.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
But yeah, I think he may be running lower wings is UJ than Rolly, because he seems to be, when you get onto that straight, he gains like 0.2 of a second due to the battery, the high battery that he's using, and also maybe the wings. So I don't know who's going to win this one. I really don't.
Good thing for you, we only have a few laps to find out. I would like you to check on these two front runners in terms of warnings.
Warnings, they're safe, man. They've both got one warning apiece. They are completely safe.
Well,
Kovačka's got 2 warnings. Tarkangino's got 5. So could see a 6 seconds if he's not careful. But also, Kovačka's closing in.
DRS and ES
so
usage by Rowley has been burning 30%. 40% of the battery goes into the fifth, almost half the battery, and goes around the outside. And a very sudden but very convincing move. Has the DRS assistance once again, but if you are correct on the top speed observations of Uj, he is not gonna be too concerned with this additional DRS assistance for Rowley, as he's kept it very much behind him, and obviously the tire saving, as I alluded to before, could have saved his tires in an additional manner that Rowley might not be aware of, because he has pushed down a 10-second gap. Mostly came down because Uj is now in the green for his fuel by 0.1 lap. He needs to be obviously very much about that DRS now, as Rendor goes deep and full front lockup into the first 2 turns, as he spy on Kwon once again.
Ujo's out of DRS, I think.
Oh yeah, you missed it.
He's out of a detection point, yeah, because he locked up into the last turn there, going down past DRS. And
What's
he's
with
now...
the DRS difference? It's like
no DRS for
10%.
him.
Let's see what the top speed is. 1.1. That is not coming down that much. He's using all of his battery, basically.
Wow.
Yeah, but he
is
burned like
330
40.
kph versus 315.
Yeah,
I
but
know
he
he's
used
burning,
like
but
40% of the battery, and he's probably gonna miss out on DRS.
Yeah, he is,
he's
yeah.
too low on wings. He's too low on wings. The exits are too bad, and he's not keeping up in the corners. Rowley might have this one in the bag. What's with the fights behind? Taki and Gino is in a legit fight with Salvi for the podium, because both of them have a time penalty now. Salvi made that way more harder and goes extremely deep. Extremely deep. And now Kovačka is coming up as well. As Jamaican Jam continues to fight, but he has a 3 seconds himself. Kovačka could be promoted to a podium here if he doesn't lose too much time, because he is about 3 seconds only away from Salvi as well.
I think he will be promoted to a podium, as long as he doesn't.
Yeah, he just needs to stay behind.
Warnings.
Just use Jamaican Jam. So many vocals there. To be closer within 2 seconds only. Kovačka could be scoring an additional podium for Ferrari here. They had a good start to the race. This strategy he was choosing was certainly surprising, but currently, if he keeps it on the black stuff, that's good for him. And there's only...
if these guys catch up, if any mistakes on these older tyres, and Jamaican Jam catches up, he could see himself...
And Uj is back. Uj is back. There's like 14% battery only for Rowley. There's a 30% battery for Uj, and he's saving on the straight. Has he kept his tires in shape? Is there an opportunity to stay with Rowley, especially in these tricky, slow-speed traction zones? Bit of ES usage again. It's for his first SSRL win ever. Rowley might be clawing back to him with these additional 6 points over him. Wait, does he still have the fastest lap? Yeah, okay. Would be a 6-point gain over Uj, who will continue to extend as Rendok is only in 8th position. And Jamaican Jam is 1.5 seconds behind Salvi, who's still in the fight with Tak and Gino. The one-stoppers are coming now under pressure, and all of them have a time penalty but Kovačka. The final lap of the race has started. There is no ERS left in the tank. Nothing left in the battery for Rowley, and there's Uj to the outside and moves by. Can he stop it in time? He can. Now he has another 3.5 kilometers before the line hits. Can can use all of the additional battery he has left because of saving behind Rolly. That was probably a cut and a second
So close, so
a second
close.
warning. How is it with the traction for Rolly? Is there something left? 30% versus 20. Biggest part where they had difference in pace is coming now. Look at Rolly. Rolly is enjoying these corners. He's coming back on UJ. This is the final really heavy braking zone where he can make moves, but half a second back would be absolutely audacious. Rolly is not fancying his chances.
Goes
Goes
wide.
extremely wide. UJ has only a couple of corners left. Has been the star of the season so far. Mr. Consistent. Has got some podiums. And will take his first SSRL victory in Mexico. UJ to the top.
What did I say at the start of this? I said to you that an UJ win is coming. Consistency brings
Salvi and
results.
Takagino and this Jamaican champ white. Big moment here in the fight for the podium. This is not yet over. There's fights going on throughout the field. Bottom two are through. They've been lapped. Who's gonna take that third spot next to UJ and Rolly? Salvi is going across the pit lane entry and Kovachka takes a Ferrari. 1-3. The Hungarian is back to form inside of this season and has shown his relentless race pace has come to fruition as Salvi is demoted. As Jamaica Jam is only 6. There is Mr. Chot to 7 as Randog takes an absolute stinker to 8th. Craig got 9th and it's Quan in 10th. What a way better start to this race, starting from 3rd. Matt the take 11 and Skid Solo was also in that incident inside of the first quarter of the race. Is in 12th position, still picking up some points. UJ is your newest SSRL race winner.
Vachka's first podium, I believe, as well. Maybe wrong. I will double check.
I don't know.
If this is. I updated them today, so you would think that I would know these things, but of course not. Got the brain of a sieve.
A sieve? From Star Wars?
Yeah, sieve is not Sif. Sieve. No, this is not Kovachka's first podium.
Yeah,
He had a P2 at some point. So yeah, P3 though. This is his first P3 in SSRL. So still something new.
And first
Still
podium
something
set
new.
of the season. Race
Yeah,
winner,
so
obviously
that's very
UJ. Fastest lap extra point goes to Rolly. Drive today is Takagino. Most overtakes Skid Solo and cleanest driver also UJ. Wasn't handed any time penalty. UJ takes to the top as Rolly into second. Great recovery after that big mistake inside of the qualifying format last time. Takagino takes back-to-back 4th places with Salvi, only demoted to 5th there. Still a strong showing from a Jamaican Jam. Mr. Chot, then Randog, Crank York, Quan, Matt the Tank, Skid Solo, Devsy, and fortunately multiple times left Sir Ibo as we round out this 6th round of the championship. And it's getting spicy.
Oh, I missed it. I missed the bloody cleanest driver. I think UJ could take that.
You know what's funny? You said that to start UJ victory is coming in quali, but you still didn't pick him for first.
Yes, I did not. But I did think that Rolly could take this particular one. I knew UJ would at least get one win this season. It was coming, you know, he was on the time penalties let him down at some points where he could have taken that victory a lot earlier. But congratulations to the Spaniard for his victory here today.
You got Takagino spot on, so you got some additional 2 points. Let's go back to the server and see if we can speak with people.
So I've invited Salvi into the commentary box,
which we will now join.
I know that UJ wouldn't be speaking.
No hablo español? No, the other way around. I don't know what English and
no hablo
Spanish
español.
I don't know what English and Spanish means.
Oh, I don't have any quali results, so I'll need to do that later. I need to look back through the stream. Rolly's ready to go. I don't know whether the other guys are coming. And
Let's get talking Gino and Salvi. Let's get him as well.
I'm pretty sure Kovachka doesn't take interviews also, but I've
Yeah,
invited him anyway.
try to get
Rolly sets a
target
fastest
Gino.
lap as well, so that gets him an extra point. Gino, did you say?
Yeah, that's Salvi. Give them to me if they want to as a replacement for UJ.
Yeah, Rolly is back. Okay. Let us render some. Sorry, mate, I have no voice. I'm still sick. No problemo. It's just Gino. Right, we've got the two. Let's get going because I've got to run to work in a minute.
All right. Then let's move to our interviews quickly. We are speaking to our second place driver and someone who needed to make up some ground after an additional, I would say, handicap after the Chinese Grand Prix. After the halfway mark, it's another podium for Rolly. Tarkin Gino obviously in fourth as well. A very good and strong result once again for Aston Martin. How do you reflect on this race, and was the one-stop strategy always on for you? You need to unmute Rolly, if you can hear me.
Oh no, I wasn't looking. Someone just pushed me.
Now he is unmuted. Hello?
And now he's gone.
Another one with audio issues. Seems to be transferring between league owners.
Should we go to Salvi until he makes his return? No, he's back. He's here.
Rolly, can you hear us? We can't hear you. There's nothing coming from you. Maybe take an additional 5 or 2 minutes maybe to fix it, so we can maybe speak with Salvi first. Okay. He's gone again. Okay, maybe we'll move to Salvi first. Yeah, first pole position after just switching peripherals to the wheel. That was obviously very impressive, and we've obviously seen you continue to progress in only what is your second season, if memory serves correctly, inside of SSRL. So, yeah, that was still a tough race. We were kind of questioning how or why you wanted to extend so long in the mediums, and I think the additional time loss maybe made it harder for you, but I can expect that, yeah, maybe fresher hearts at the end there maybe help to secure a better finish there, because time penalties were a thing. How do you reflect on that race, and how was that lap onto the pole position for you here today?
Yeah, first of all, I was really surprised about the pole because I never drove with the wheel in the wet, and then at the end I was lucky with the tire choice, and somehow it worked out. And yeah, the race, I never drove the race before with the strategy, so I went to be surprised. So I tried to extend. I didn't know how long the tires will work, and yeah, maybe it was 1 or 2 laps too long. And yeah, as you mentioned before, maybe 1 or 2 laps before would have been better. And then at the end, Torquingino had a penalty, so I thought, well, I let him through, and then I just finished behind him. And unfortunately, I picked up myself also a penalty, and then I had to try to pass him. I was really tight at the end, but it was a nice fight.
Yeah, and that obviously left you stranded and made Kovatska jump you both, because
Yeah,
I think the additional extra stop they made came in fruition there, because obviously you wanted to get that position and you needed to fight, but this is something obviously that obviously can help. If you're running additional stop for these guys behind. But overall, very strong race. Additional experience for you. We're moving very fast inside of the season with no breaks. Next up is Vegas. Gonna be a very different kind of feel. Very high speed still, but lots and lots of walls. How do you see yourself going there?
Well, I'm not a big Vegas fan, and I'm still fighting with the throttle and brake. Because of that, I'm really cautious in the race. So I was happy today to finish the race without any incident. And I think Vegas would be a bit harder because you have a lot of stop and go, which I don't know how it will work.
Okay, we were looking forward to what you can produce in 7 days' time. Obviously, congrats again on your first pole, and yeah, maybe more good racing coming your way. And obviously, you hopefully you stick it out of the wall and finish as well. Congrats again,
Yeah,
and see you next time.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Let's try again, I guess, with Rolly.
No, but there's one that's red.
He says this is going to be his last try.
Let's see what the try looks like. Is there anything? Maybe it's because of the Williams, because nothing has been working for them before the shakedown. For reference, because you can't see this, he has the Williams team logo as his Discord profile picked. So
discussing this race anyway, since he's not here, he did very well to lead the race. Probably could have won the race if not for that wing change that he had to do. It was very costly for that mistake just before he pit. But overall, very consistent race before the spin and then after the spin. I mean, there's nothing more he could have really done at that point, except he went for the move, I think, on too early a lap possibly, because Uj just kind of used him at the end there to close up, save fuel, and then, you know, execute the move on the last lap. Bit like an F1 24 race used to be.
Yeah, obviously that track kind of promotes that kind of behavior in a certain way, because there's like 3 straights in a sense, but only the one is really the opportunity, and if you're not inside of the DS from the guy in front, you won't be for the next long straight as well. So good and well played by Uj, who probably could have won this by a country mile if the fuel wasn't so, like, he was very aggressive on that. That was too much, and I think that is also something I learned for this race, check myself, because I also thought you could take way less, but in the race it was totally different from Grand Prix mode. And I learned my lesson there. Hopefully he did as well. He's still taking the race win for tonight. Rodi is taking second, and Kovachka once again on the podium after some time off it. And now we're moving to the back end of the season. We can see on screen it's Vegas, then it's the Monza round, where we're gonna be having that sprint and reverse grid thing, as well as Monaco and Australia. We are moving into the spicy part of the season. Rory has caught a bit up to Uj in the sense of the points, but he obviously lost some overall. Rendog is probably down after this one a bit, but still plenty of races to be held. And if there's additional drivers like Etiban who can be back next week, take a race win, and obviously make everyone enjoy less points in a sense, then he's obviously gonna be an influence as well. Jamaican Jam had a good race, I would say, today. Overall,
good race from Jamaican Jam.
Had good performance, but maybe the strategy wasn't the one to go to. And overall, plenty of racing, good fun. And I think
good job by the guys here today who turned in. I know someone said the numbers are a little bit lower than usual, but you know, it's that time of year. People like to take their winter holidays. So hopefully the numbers next week will be better and the racing will be just as good.
So and that last bit will be, we are off for tonight. Thank you for joining us. If you missed this, make sure to follow us to see this live in 7 days time. Other than that, search for silly season racing on YouTube to watch the VODs. Other than that, take care, have a great rest of your evening, and see you in 7 days time for Vegas, which is going to be race 7 inside of this 8th season. Take care and good night.
Take care and good night, people.